Good morning and welcome back to my channel. This is Diana Salami. Today I'm celebrating my mother's 100th birthday anniversary. She passed away 18 years ago, so she's only here in spirit with me today. She and I were so close. We were best friends. And it's been really hard living without her for the past 18 years. Because she was the wind beneath my wings. She was so loving and supportive. But that's not to say she was coddling. No. She was a Libra, the sign of the judge. She would call my hand on anything that she thought I was doing that was not right, not appropriate. So I learned from the best of the best to how to conduct myself and my life. But she was always there to help me pick up the pieces. Even though she let me know that some things I did were wrong. Of course, I made mistakes. I'm human. I wanted things to be a certain way, and they didn't work out that way. But she was very, very honest about things. So, yes, Mama, I miss you, girl. And that's one thing that I look forward to one day when my time comes. I can see my mama and my aunts and my grandparents and my daddy. I can see all those people again. Because they meant so much to me. And I know if there's a hereafter, they will be there, waiting on me. My mama was born October 3rd, 1924. They had always told her that there was an early frost that day. And all the workers, of course, still had to go out in the fields and pick cotton, and they had to bust those bolts open because they were frozen to get the cotton out. Whether that happened or not, I have no idea. I just know that's the story they told her when she was growing up. So I remember that, the early frost in 1924. Yeah. My mama was third. She was the third girl. But the thing about her that was different is everybody else in the family had dark hair, dark eyes, olive complected, and Mama came fair, white hair, blue eyes. But that came back from my English grandfather's side of the family, where there were blondes in that family, but we hadn't seen those on our side. So she wound up going and spending basically the first 10 years of her life with her grandmother, who adored her. And she was actually there when her grandmother had a stroke and passed away. And I'm going to put a picture of my mother's grandparents and her actual mother when she was a little girl. So you see what their life was like. So they came to Mississippi in 1835. Her ancestors did. On a wagon train. It was right after the Treaty of Dancing Rabbit was signed with the Choctaw Indians to basically steal their land and send them out west on the Trail of Tears. So that's when my family came in. And so basically most of our family has been here since 1835. So I feel such a kinship to her side of the family because I grew up in North Carolina with my father's German side of the family. So it wasn't until after my father passed away from cancer, suddenly, we had no idea, that my mother wanted to come back to Mississippi. She had been in North Carolina 50 years and she wanted to come back. So I came with her because she was wheelchair bound. And those first few years were really great because most of her siblings were still alive, and her cousins and school friends that I'd heard stories about all my life. I got to meet all those people and spend great time with them. And during that time is when I started working on our family history book. I did research for 7 years to find out as many facts as I could about our family down here, and I did a history book that's now in the public library called The Road to Summerville. So I've really loved being here with my mama's people. And I'm going to celebrate with her today. I bought her a birthday cake because that's one of her favorite things, was a birthday cake or a wedding cake. She loved that. I know she's not going to be here to actually taste it, but we'll all taste it here for her. Yeah, Mama, I miss you, baby. She was psychic. I don't know how she did it. If I was going through a thing, as I usually did, when I was young, of course I made mistakes and I was hard-headed and I had to live my way. So whenever things would happen, I wouldn't tell her about it. I was grown up. But she would call me up and say, "What's going on? I had a dream last night and something's going on with you. You need to talk about it." And it would always be when something had happened. And the last time she was here, the year before she passed, she came to Mississippi to visit my husband and I. She spent 2 months. It was fabulous. But before she got ready to go back, one day she told me, she said, "I had a dream. I dreamed that we were renovating another antique house." Well, she and I had been behind renovating 2 antique houses, and I still own those. I said, "We've already renovated our antique houses, Mama." She said, "No, this was a different house." I went all through it in her dream, and she went to describing it. 5 years after she passed, I wound up selling my other houses and buying another antique house, which my husband and I renovated. So she saw that. And she also said, "Be careful who you trust in your life, because there will be people who will try to take over your life." She said, "I've seen it," in her dream. And a lot of what she said came to pass. So, I hope she's still up there looking after me. This one's to you, Mama. I'm fixing to go have some birthday cake. This is not keto, y'all. It's just pure sugar.